Hello, judges, and today I'm going to be answering the essential question for this portfolio, which is how does physics connect to your life? And for this portfolio, I had to choose a topic and a concept, and my concept is kinetic energy, and my topic is a flying airplane. My first element to standard pairing is purpose to clarity because I wanted to explain why I chose my topic and why I chose my concept. So I chose kinetic energy as my concept because I wanted to choose something that I was familiar with and that I could explain well. And I've learned about kinetic energy since I was in middle school, and I've gotten a deeper understanding of it as I came to high school. So it was just something that was easy to choose because I fully know how to explain it and what it means. And I chose a flying airplane as my topic because I wanted to choose something that related to me because the essential question is how does physics connect to your life? So I want to choose something that I've experienced before, which I've experienced being on a flying airplane before. My second element to standard pairing is information to accuracy because I wanted to explain what kinetic energy is and the formula used and an example of how kinetic energy works. So, according to Duxers.org, kinetic energy is the energy an object has due to its motion. So basically, kinetic energy is the amount of energy that an object uses when it's moving. So, for example, if a flying airplane is 46,000 kilograms and it's moving 600 miles per hour, we would use the formula, which is 1/2 times the mass times the velocity squared, and you will get that answer so you would know how much kinetic energy that plane was using at the time. My third element to standard pairing is implications to precision. So for this slide, I decided to use a math problem kind of, or substitute the mass and the velocity so I can find the kinetic energy for this example. So for this example, I just searched up how much a plane weighs or the mass for it, and I got 41,000 kilograms. And I also searched up how fast a plane moves, and I got around 550 miles per hour. And my answer was 1,240,578,000 joules. So now I'm just gonna get into how I got that answer. But before I even start with the math and putting all the numbers into the formula, I decided to turn 550 miles per hour into meters per second because I have to plug in the velocity, and the units for velocity is meters per second, not miles per hour. So I just used a converter on Google, and then I put it in to get 246 meters per second. And then after that, I started to do the math, which I started multiplying 1/2 by the mass, which is 41,000 kilograms, and that got me 21,500. And after that, I squared the velocity, which was 246 meters per second, to get 60,516. And finally, after I got everything that I needed to actually put into the equation, I multiplied the two numbers together, which are 60,516 and 20,500 to get the final result of 1,240,578,000 joules. My last element to standard pairing was questions to significance, and right here I'm just explaining or answering the essential question. So I said, to me, physics is an important part of my life because it helps explain why certain things are the way they are. So for this example, physics helps me understand how much energy a plane is using based on how fast it's going. And also this connects to my life because I wanted to know how kinetic energy and a flying airplane related to each other. And in the other slide, I kind of explained it by going into detail with the math and finding out that this might be the kinetic energy for a plane flying around with that same mass and going at that same speed. And for this conclusion, I exerted or showed intellectual perseverance because I had to choose a topic that nobody had chose before, and it was kind of hard because I kept looking through, and it was like every time I chose something, somebody else already chose it. So it was just hard to find a topic that I've experienced before, and at the same time for nobody else to have that same experience. So after a while, I just went and searched on Google to find a concept, and after like scrolling through a bit and checking to see if anyone else had put it, I saw a flying airplane, and I chose it because that's something that I've experienced, and it's also something that I didn't see anyone else have. So this is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.